The wait is over for this rivalry game.
Great game in store for y'all. Next on Madden NFL 25.
We welcome you to the Heartland, 7 miles from downtown Kansas City, GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium for more than a half-century, the home of the Kansas City Chiefs. Thanks for having us in, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson, or should I say Dean Olson, because tight end U doesn't happen without you, and we've got a great matchup here. We've got two of the best at your position in the current game right now.
And Mike, when I came into the league, almost 20 years ago, there was a handful of really elite tight ends. But doesn't it just seem, especially over these last couple years, every single team, at least the ones that make their mark and find themselves in the playoffs competing for Super Bowls, have a legitimate #1 threat at the tight end position. It almost feels like if you don't have a tight end, your offense is missing a key piece. I know I'm biased, but at tight end U, man, we make no mistake about it. We think we are the most important position in football, and you're not going to convince me otherwise.
And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The Raiders offense set to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by their quarterback, drafted back in 2019 out of Washington State. It's Gardner Minshew.
Don't let this guy's laid-back personality fool you, Mike. He is a tremendous presence to have in your quarterback room. Not only does he have the ability to manage the game at a high level, but your team has a legitimate chance to beat anyone in the league whenever he's under center. Now, I don't know if I'd classify him as a long-term solution, but he's certainly someone every franchise they would love to have. When we met with these coaches during the week, Mike, they told us the emphasis this week about getting the run game going early, and we see it here. Nice first play pickup, fresh set of downs.
On first down, here's Minshew. Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down.
And now we're seeing the game kind of go back and forth. Each team trading blows, trying to establish control over the other. Nice chunk play on the previous play. The defense responds back with a sack, and we're going to see which team can establish a little bit more of this control as the game unfolds.
So after the loss on first, here's 2nd and 14. On the ground, it's Madison. And he's going to be brought down behind the line. This defense fired up to start the game. It'll bring up 4th down.
Where a defender makes his tackles tells you a lot about his abilities. And for an interior defensive lineman, Mike, to make plays on the outside of the formation just speaks to his speed, his effort, his ability to run down the line. And we saw it here, and he takes the back down for a loss.
Finding room at midfield. And he will have a first down, but I don't think that's going to stand. They're already heading backwards. On 4th down, A.J. Cole to punt for the Raiders. And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. So out comes the Kansas City offense to take over for the first time. And there is the guy at the top of the game, Patrick Mahomes, their quarterback.
There's just certain guys, Mike, when they take the field and they step into the huddle, the other 10 players, they just take a little bit of a deeper breath. They're like, man, I'm glad this guy is on our side, and he's certainly one of them. He just brings an element of confidence to everybody else around him, not only in the huddle, but on the sideline, on the defense, the coaching staff. Everyone is better as the result of him being your quarterback.
An ideal beginning to this drive. 24 on the first play.
I think this is something that we can expect to see here, especially early, Mike, as this team gets into a rhythm. They want to lean on this run game. They feel like they have a lot of advantages over this defense, and you can see from the first play here why they feel that way.
1st and 10 for Mahomes. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes, so give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
Just take what the defense is giving you. When you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch and catch throws underneath, hitch routes, quick game, now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually attack this defense a little bit more downfield.
On 3rd and 1, he's hit after the catch and the ball comes free. But he'll gather it back in. Oh, man, Greg, those must be scary times for a player. Not that it happened to you often, but he lost the ball but was able to get it back and avoid the turnover.
Well, Mike, I hate to admit it, but unfortunately, I was in that situation a few times, and I'll tell you what, when that ball pops out of your hand, the only thing on your mind is there anything I can do to get it back? In this case, he was able to get it back, and he dodged a bullet. The drag route, we used to say this is day one install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
Mahomes now to throw again. That is caught down the field. It's Worthy. 17 yards, the gain there. First down, KC.
These were the chunk plays they thought they could get here against this pass defense. They thought the passing game favored their offense in this matchup, and I think we can expect this to be the case the rest of the game.
They can still get a first down at the 1. 1st and 10, they go from the 11. Throwing again, it's Mahomes. That's into the hands of Worthy once again. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
They'll run with Pacheco, and he will dive into the end zone. Isaiah Pacheco, touchdown KC. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finish it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
Seven 0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. On the return is Dylan Laube. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Following the kickoff, we have an injured player on the field. The training staff going to look and will step out for a moment. Set to go now on 1st and 10. The drive starts with a run by Madison. Can he get away? No! He's going to be taken down behind the line.
Number one rule of run blocking for the offensive line is you don't want to allow penetration. It just doesn't give your running back any angles to cut and find the hole. It's exactly how it played out here. They've got to do a better job holding the line of scrimmage and not getting pushed back.
This one into the hands of Marshall. And nice work after the catch. He stopped a little short of the first down marker, but it is a pickup of 9. Here's 3rd and 2. On the handoff, it's Madison. Heading outside, going to be close. It's going to depend on the spot. But they're going to mark him short, and it is going to be 4th down.
Back to the drawing board for this run game, Mike. The offensive coordinator and his staff, they have to do a better job giving plays, giving opportunities to their offense to find success on the ground. Because right now, they have no answers for this defense.
Here's A.J. Cole now. And he'll be looking for something a little better than that first effort, which he shanked. And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. The Chiefs offense ready to see what they can do on their second possession. They lead 7-0 thanks to the touchdown on the opening drive. So try to double up here as they begin this drive 1st and 10. Now he'll run it. And he's going to be marked down up around the 33.
And this is something the defense knew they had to contain coming in today, Mike. They worked all week on containing this quarterback. But here we are, early on in the game, a nice scramble there, good yardage, and he's able to pick up the 1st down.
They put Kelsey in motion. 1st down throw, Mahomes. That is caught. It is Hopkins. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Gray is the motion man here. He'll hit Kelsey quickly on the RPO. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
Not every pass has to be thrown downfield. You can rely on the run after catch, especially a big body like this tight end. Get the ball in his hands early and let him pick up the rest after the catch.
A couple of 1st downs, and the football's out to the 48-yard line as they come up 1st and 10. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. They face 2nd down and 7. Now Mahomes gives it to Pacheco. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. He dropped for the loss of a yard.
Sometimes you run all those big bodies out there, you kind of tip your hand. I always love going big jumbo personnel for a play action. In this case, they keep the ball on the ground. The defense knew it was coming, and they suffer a loss.
They put Kelsey in motion. Open man, right side. He's got it. It's been a busy 1st quarter for him so far. His 3rd catch goes for a 1st down.
It's like a textbook, methodical, efficient NFL drive. 4 for 4 throwing the ball, mixing in some run. You're just marching the ball downfield at your will, and they get a fresh set of downs now to see if they can convert this nice drive into some points.
A 1st down throw for Mahomes. Open man downfield. It's Rice. And he's into the end zone. Rashee Rice. Touchdown, Kansas City. A terrific play all the way around. Finished off by the receiver, who not only made the grab, but Greg turned it up and takes it into the end zone.
And that's the tricky part, Mike, that transition from receiver to runner. And in this case, he does it flawlessly. Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then get upfield and get yourself in the end zone.
And Butker on for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Chiefs move out on top, 14-0. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Laube now to return it. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Vegas offense ready to get rolling again. They'll begin with 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground, and here's Madison. And he'll bring this across the 30-yard line. It's a pickup of 4. Here's 2nd and 6. Working out of the gun, it's Minshew. Going to get that complete. Jacoby Myers. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7. Now it's the veteran, Amir Abdullah. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. He'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. On the give, this is Madison. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
This offense has to be thrilled, Mike, with the success they've had here on the ground in this opening quarter. Now as the rest of the game unfolds, everything in the game plan continues to open up.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Throwing is Minshew. He's got the Golden Domer. That's Michael Mayer. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards.
The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
Play action now with Minshew. Open man, that's Trey Tucker. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10.
It's so early in the game, you have to be careful now as coaches and players that you don't find yourself trailing early and get out of your game plan. There is so much time left. Stick to what you've worked on all week. There's plenty of time to chip away and see if you can make this thing close come the 4th quarter.
Well, a chance to get right back in it here. 1st down and goal. Here's a run. He slowed up quickly as he gets this down to the 6. Here now, 2nd down and goal. Off the bootleg, it's Minshew. He's trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not, and be taken down there.
Feels like they needed that sack this entire drive. It feels like the defense was really on their heels. The offense was taking it to them really however they wanted to. So to be able to take a deep breath now, disrupt the rhythm of the drive by getting that sack, that might go a long way now to allow them to get off the field.
Line of scrimmage back at the 7 for 3rd and goal. They look to throw it with Minshew. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
And this offense just cannot get anything going right now on 3rd down. If you ask any offensive play caller throughout the entire league, Mike, the importance of 3rd down, maintaining possession, making the defense stay on the field and have long extended drives, it is critical to not only scoring points, but ultimately winning in the NFL.
Carlson's kick is good. And the Raiders get their first points of the game. They trail 14-3.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in 1st and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
The dangerous Mecole Hardman on the return. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Chiefs offense ready for this next possession. They built a nice lead for themselves here. They'll try to add to that, beginning with 1st down. They'll start on the ground with Pacheco. A gain of 4 as he's taken down. On 2nd down, Mahomes. A short one caught by Kelsey. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
I just love the feel this tight end has, Mike, for the defense when they play zone coverage. Certain guys, they want to run routes like they're lines on a piece of paper, and they end up going from uncovered space to covered space, but not the case here. He knew he was open. He knew he was in the right spot. He stayed open. The quarterback delivered a good ball.
And he'll work his way past the 40. He's tackled after a gain of 4. Mahomes looking to throw on 2nd down. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and let's also give some credit to the back end doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away.
On 3rd down, Mahomes. The pressure gets there, and down he goes. A sack.
At some point, you would just like to see that internal clock start to speed up. The longer the play goes on, the more vulnerable you become as the quarterback. Get rid of the ball, but no matter what, you have to avoid the sack.
On 4th down, it's Matt Araiza to punt for KC. Back deep for the Raiders, it's Trey Tucker. And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. The Raiders' offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. Just pushing guys away as he takes this forward for a gain of 7. Marshall is on the move. So after 1, it's the Chiefs on top. We'll be back in Kansas City after this. Now Minshew. Work in the middle of the field, but that is incomplete. Trying to get it to his tight end, Brock Bowers. 3rd down coming up.
Timing and trust. Critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
Man in motion here is Tucker. They'll try and throw with Minshew. That's into the hands of Tucker. He's got it. And out of bounds he goes, just shy of midfield. A big one there on third down, good for 26 yards.
Every quarterback's dream is, can I get the ball out of my hand as fast as possible and get it to a guy that can do the rest after the catch? And it seems like nowadays, throughout the entire league, the best offenses thrive in yards after the catch.
Here's Abdullah. And he is fortunate to get past the line of scrimmage. Call it a yard at most. Chris Jones, the All-Pro, there on the tackle. Here's a 2nd and 9. In motion is Myers. The shotgun, a throw for Minshew. And a good job rallying to the football. Holding just a gain of a yard and sets up third down. From the gun, here's Minshew. And this ball incomplete on third down.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
Here's their punter now, as he's on to punt for the Raiders. So, here comes the KC offense set to take over once more. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. Throwing from the gun, here's Patrick. He'll drop this underneath to Pacheco. And good yardage there after the catch. They'll wind up with a gain of 7 on 1st down.
Well, this is a great example of the old saying, Mike, you never go broke taking a profit. And give credit to this quarterback. I know it's not the big explosive play he was looking for, but getting the ball into the hands of his running back allow him to pick up some extra yardage after the catch.
This caught right side by Worthy. And he'll get about 5 here as he's out of bounds with a 1st down. Off the bootleg, it's Mahomes. That's complete, left side to Worthy. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
Third down, 3 to go. They put Kelsey in motion. 3rd and short. Here's Patrick. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a 1st down.
There's this misconception out there, Mike, that in the NFL, you have to run the same amount of run plays as you do pass plays. And as you're seeing in this drive, you can fall on one side of that coin a little bit more as long as you're able to remain effective and efficient. So far, their passing game has dominated here early, and that last pickup leads to a 1st down.
It's a short pickup, taking this to the 49. Robert Spillane spills him there. Once again, it's Pacheco. And he's going to be bottled up quickly after a gain of about 1. Trayvon Merrick up to make the tackle. Third and 5. They put Kelsey in motion. Mahomes now out of the gun here on third down. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down.
Offensively, landing a lot of body blows on this drive, Mike. Just the ability to steadily march the ball downfield and remain so efficient, both run and pass. As they continue to wear this defense out, they have to find a way to end this drive with points. Anything short of that would be a bit of a letdown.
He did a good job of making one man miss, but could not get away from this defense in the end. It turns into a loss of yardage.
And this is a great example of why it's so important on defense to sprint to the ball. His ability to make people miss is hard for one guy to get him on the ground. But when you can get everybody to the ball, eventually you can take them down. And in this case, they do it for a loss.
Mahomes now to throw on second down. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down.
When you put plays like this on tape, it sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if not, you're going to be on the wrong end of it.
Mahomes going to throw here on third down. And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes.
This is where the playmaking ability almost can be a detriment to a running quarterback. They have such confidence in their ability to keep plays alive with their legs that sometimes they hold it just a little bit too long, thinking they can make the next big play, and good job by the defenders tracking him down and took him down for a loss.
Here's Matt Ariza now. He's on for the second time. He'll try to get something inside the 10. And this is as good as you could possibly get. It's out of bounds, and it's marked right at the 1-yard line. Well done. On first down, a run with Madison. And they'll get him down up around the 15-yard line.
Well, that run came at the perfect time, Mike. Anytime you find yourself backed up near your own goal line, the goal is to just start with 1 first down. They were able to get it here. Now you give a little breathing room, a little room to operate. Fresh set of downs. Keep this drive alive.
In motion is Myers. On first and 10, it's Minshew. That's caught by Abdullah. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel at. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection. And maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
Looking middle, and he's got Myers. And he's going to have this one up near the 28.
Zone route running, Mike, is very simple. Once you come off the line of scrimmage after the ball is snapped and you know it's zone coverage, as long as it's sort of in the area the quarterback expects you to be, my rule was just run where they're not, and when he throws it, catch it.
That'll be taken in. It's Alexander Madison. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. In motion is Myers. A run here with Abdullah. Trying to find somewhere to move forward, but nothing going. Tackled for the loss of a yard.
Well, as been the case this entire first half, it's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
To the air on third down, it's Minshew. He'll try to run for it. Good decision to take off. He gets 15 yards and a first down.
And here's a great example of why the pass rush on third down, that it's critical it gets home. In this case, they're not able to get to the quarterback. He has extra time to not only escape the pocket, but to turn into a runner and pick up the first down.
Here's 1st and 10. Now Madison, working his way for a short pickup to the 48. They'll run Abdullah. And some good blocking at the point of attack. A pickup of 7, and it brings up third down.
Very positive returns on that run. I mean, really, the only thing not to like is that they weren't able to move the chains. But you know what? The way he ran there, I think they go right back to him and see if he has even a bigger carry in him.
Here's Madison. Here's the punter now, as he's on here to punt this one away. Patrick Mahomes going to lead the KC offense back out for this next drive. And he has done everything you could ask of him coming into this one. He spread it around, hasn't taken many chances, and potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. He keeps it himself, carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. And this is taken in by the defense. Well, he certainly turned that into something on the move. Downfield, looked like he was gaining yards, but then loses control, and the defense comes up with a turnover.
Early on, Mike, it looked like it was going to be a really good play by the quarterback, turning to his legs, getting some pretty good yardage with his feet. But then he failed to not only protect himself, but mostly protect the ball. Defense is able to put a hit on him, jar the ball loose, and now they'll take over after the big takeaway.
They'll run right side with Madison. And he'll manage to bring this down to about the 37. George Karlaftis there to make the play. Second and 7. Here's a run with Abdullah. He is met and dropped. Good defense. Loss of a couple on that play.
Anytime the running back is forced to chop his feet in the background and never get to top speed, you know that play's not going anywhere. And that's exactly what the defense was able to force here by getting penetration. Great job there, stopping this play before he had a chance to even get started.
Working out of the gun, it's Minshew. Over the middle, that's the tight end, Bowers. 10 yards, the gain on the pitch and catch. Good for a Raider first down.
I know, I'm biased. But listen, you can't convince me, Mike, that there's a better option on the field, especially when you got a guy like this, that on third down or critical moments, that's where the ball needs to go. The size, the speed, the matchup problems that he creates. If I was in a critical situation, there is no doubt where I'm going with the ball.
And he's going to be brought down just outside the 10-yard line.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, balls on time, results in a nice first down pickup.
On the ground, Abdullah. Marked down at the 6. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. On the bootleg, he'll look to throw. This is incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down. Let's see what this call is. You only get a 1-yard buffer from the line of scrimmage for these old linemen. That time he strayed a little too far, and it draws the flag. Now, off the bootleg, he'll look to throw here. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete. Michael Mayer, the tight end, was targeted with that one. And now, 3rd and goal coming up.
You could just see the reaction on the sideline. This defense thought they had themselves a critical stop. The mantra down here for all defensive coordinators, Mike, is takeaways, field goals. That's what you're trying to do, and man, they were this close to coming away with a huge takeaway. Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Raiders cut the lead to 4. It's 10-6.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone, and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
Now return coming from the 7. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Chiefs' offense ready to come back out for this next possession. The advantage is 8. We'll see if they can make this a 2-score game on this drive. 1st down and 10. The drive begins with a run by Pacheco. Can he get away? No! He's taken down behind the line. Good job by the defense with a negative play.
With how fast they were all over that play, you almost wonder, Mike, was there a pre-snap tell? Did they know that play was coming? Because I'll tell you, that defense was on it from the start.
Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Out of the gun, here's Mahomes. That's over the middle and caught by Kelsey. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. The future Hall of Famers connect. Mahomes to Kelsey one more time for a Chiefs 1st down. Gray is the motion man here. On 1st down, it's Mahomes. He connects with Gray on that one. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
Gray is the motion man here. Mahomes now on 2nd down. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the 1st down. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. Gray is the motion man here. On 3rd and 1, here's Mahomes. Open man, that's the tight end, Gray. Now the Chiefs going to call the first of their timeouts. Clock stops with a little under a minute to go in the second quarter. First and 10. They put Kelsey in motion. Right back to the air for Mahomes. That's caught right side. It's Hopkins. And he's going to have a first down here as they are into field goal range at the 27.
That last completion's going to go a long way towards at least finishing this 2-minute drive, Mike, with some points. You're already in field goal range, so now the idea is continue to work the clock down, take a couple shots at the end zone. You want to get points, ideally a touchdown, but either way, you have the ball last before the end of the second quarter.
Throwing again, it's Mahomes. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. Second and a yard. Mahomes now to throw again. That is caught. It is Hopkins. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 3, but that is good enough for a first down.
Nothing a quarterback loves more, Mike, than being able to pick up a first down without being forced to push the ball downfield and force it past the line to gain. He settles for the underneath check down. He's confident that his receiver is going to pick up the rest after the catch.
Harrison Butker on now for the field goal. This just a little more than a chip shot. 32-yard attempt. Butker's kick is good. And the Chiefs will now make it an 11-point game. It's 17-6.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well. You're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. Here's Minshew now on first and 10. And that is incomplete. One final chance does not work out. Time has expired. The first half has come to an end.
Okay, Mike, thank you. More from you and Greg in a moment. But for now, welcome one and all to our EA Sports Halftime Reports. In the first half, we saw some strong play from Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes. He's got a touchdown pass on the ledger as his guys were able to build a double-digit lead.
Coach, thank you. Back here on EA Sports as we count down to the kickoff of the second half. Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. Hardman now to return it. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. The Chiefs offense and Patrick Mahomes coming out for their next drive. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. Look at that. Slinged it across his body and connected. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
That's just such a tough throw. I mean, that's all arm. Being able to get your body turned and throw back across your body. I mean, it's one thing if you're just throwing it a couple yards to a check down. But in this case, he's still willing and able to push the ball downfield. And there does come some danger when you throw back across. But in this case, it's a big completion.
Gray is the motion man here. First down throw, Mahomes, and that one knocked away. It's incomplete.
In what's clearly become a passing league, Mike, if you're not actively rushing the passer, you have to be able to hold up in coverage, and that's especially true at the linebacker position. Great job here getting in those passing lanes and being able to break up that ball.
Mahomes looking to throw on second down. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down. He was trying to get it to Xavier Worthy there. And it's going to be third down. On play action, it's Mahomes. He'll let this go deep for the end zone.
The defender saw this the entire way, Mike. He actually ran the route before the receiver even got to his spot. I think they're fortunately this one didn't end up getting picked and going the other way.
On fourth down, Harrison Butker on for the Kansas City field goal. This will be from 56 yards away. And that is no good. He missed it. And their lead will stay right where it is.
And this is the danger of trying these long field goals. Remember, Mike, if you miss, the other team gets the ball at the spot of the kick. So it's going to end up setting them up for great field position as they start this next drive.
Marshall is on the move. They'll begin here on the ground. It's a short pickup, taking this to the 49. George Karlaftis there to make the play. They'll go here with Madison. And he'll pick his way forward, a gain of about 5. And that's going to set up third down. Again, it's Madison. And it looks like he's going to have that first down. He will, not by a whole lot, but he's got it enough. And they convert on third down.
In real time from up here, Mike, I couldn't tell whether or not he got it at first glance. But I think after seeing the replays we have up here, it looked like he and his blockers got just enough. And they're going to be able to keep this drive alive.
They'll stick with Madison. Oh, he coughs up the football. That's picked up by the Chiefs.
And as you can see with that fumble, Mike, it really just goes back to the fundamentals of how they're taught to carry the ball. And they talk about the points of pressure. And the biggest thing really, Mike, is you want the front tip of the ball, the part where your fingers cover, to always be higher than the back tip of the ball. So often you see that front tip go down, and it makes it so much easier for that defender to kind of rake it out. So you want pressure against the outside of the ball, both tips, the inside of the ball, and then keep that front point.
And remember now, all turnovers must be reviewed by replay, so this one is going to need a little closer look. At issue was the knee, or any other body part except the hand, down before the ball comes loose, and are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field? So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. On the ground, it's Madison, and he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. On second down, here comes Madison. And they'll finally run him down, but he takes it inside the 10-yard line.
Sometimes all it takes is that one key block to spring this back. He's just so good in open space. And, man, that was a heck of a run, and it sets up first and goal.
They'll go big, 3 tight ends in the formation for first and goal. Here's a run. Marked down at the 6. Now here's 2nd and goal. They'll go with him again. He's going to lose yardage here, taken down back at the 8-yard line.
The idea here on 2nd down is in the event you're unable to score, at least put yourself in a 3rd and manageable goal-to-go situation. But now after taking a loss, it really changes their approach here, and I think on 3rd and goal now, they got to put this ball in the air.
Marshall is on the move. They look to throw it with Minshew. This is caught toward the side of the end zone. Brock Bowers. Touchdown, Raiders. Greg, what a great play called down there, using the size of the tight end. You've been there. That's a really difficult play to pull off.
And I can promise you, Mike, they spend a lot of time all week working on this very play. They go down in the red zone, and they talk through it. They walk through it. He understands he's got that big-bodied tight end. Use all of that space to the outside. Keep the ball away from the defender, and it's the trust knowing that your guy is going to keep those feet in bounds and come down with 6.
That'll be caught, and he will get in for the 2. They open up the bag of tricks on the goal line and add a pair of points. Here's Carlson now. He'll kick this one off, following the touchdown on the other end. Here comes a return from the 5. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The home team's offense headed back to take over once more. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. On the ground to start the drive with Pacheco. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down. Motion man is Rice. Yeah! And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a 1st down. Now Mahomes gives it to Pacheco. Down the sideline, past the 45. And the tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line.
This is where you have to be careful, Mike. You find yourself winning in the 2nd half. Human instinct says, all right, let's just sit on the ball and protect the lead and let the clock run out. You can't do that. Stay aggressive. Do what got you here. Continue to mix the run with the pass. Keep your foot on the gas and try to extend this lead.
1st and 10 for Mahomes. Looking middle. He's got Kelsey. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Gray is the motion man here. On 2nd down, Mahomes. He's going to run it. And Mahomes, as smart as they come, hits the deck, but he's got the 1st down.
I love this call, Mike. 2nd down and short. One of the best downs in football to take a shot. Give credit to the defense. They were ready for it, but a nice job by the quarterback, realizing there's nothing downfield, take off, turn into a runner, pick up the first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Mahomes. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on 1st down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the 1st down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down? Really nice timing on that slant route. You can tell the quarterback and the wide receiver are completely on the same page, and when executed at that level, it's virtually impossible to stop.
Here now, 3rd and 5. From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. Got a man over the middle, it's Worthy. A gain there of 11. Good for a Chiefs 1st down.
These crossing concepts are frequently used, Mike, throughout the entire game, all across the league. And what it does is it creates a lot of natural rubs. You run out the backside of the defense and rely heavily on the yards after the catch, and it's exactly how they're able to pick up this big gain.
They put Kelsey in motion. To the air once more, it's Mahomes. And he's close to another 1st down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
I really like the balance that they've showed so far on this drive, Mike, and what that does is it makes the defense have to defend the entire field. The run game and the pass game, everything looks the same. There's no tells, so they can't afford to just dial up certain schemes to take away a run or a pass. They've got to defend.
And he'll just get up inside those big bodies up front, and he's in. Samaje Perine. Touchdown, Chiefs. Taking care of business on the ground to get the score, and Greg, the big guys up front, they deserve some praise on that one.
Absolutely, Mike, and it really only takes one guy to distort the defense and win his block. But in this case, give credit to the entire unit. They did their job, and they reward their offense with a touchdown.
Butker now for the point after. The kick is good. And the Chiefs go up by 10. 24-14 is their lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Lobby now to return it. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Raiders offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the topic of conversation in that locker room at halftime. They got to find a way to slow him down. Nothing they've done has worked so far. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line.
And he continues to carry the ball well. Another nice one here. But as they find themselves continuing to trail here in the second half, the opposing team's defense is not really concerned about the run game. They need to find a way to use the pass to get the lead and then go back to this run game to close the game out.
On 1st down, a run with Madison. And he'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down. The shotgun, a throw for Minshew. And he'll get about 6 before he's taken down. They'll come up to 3rd and 3. They'll run here with Madison. That's going to be pretty close. Looks like he's got it, and he does. First down. Here's Abdullah. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
This is a guy who's been doing it at a high level, Mike, for a long time. Not too many running backs finding success in the NFL past the age of 30. That's usually when they kind of ride off into the sunset, but as always, there's the exception to every rule.
Straight ahead, here's Madison. And the defense all over this one. They knock him down. It'll go down as a loss of 2.
Looked like that might have been a RPO, a run-pass option. The quarterback has the ability to put the ball in the belly of the running back or pull it on the pass. Looked like we might have been better off pulling that one because he handed it off, and there was nowhere for that running back to go.
From the gun, here's Minshew. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Now Minshew. Here's a screen set up for Abdullah. And he'll get a good chunk of that yardage back, but he's still well short of the first down.
They pick up a nice chunk play there through the air on 3rd down, but it's not quite enough to move the chains. Now the question is, how aggressive is this head coach willing to be as he tries to extend this drive?
3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Raiders are able to get it back within a score.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
Back out is Carlson following the made field goal. And he sends this kickoff away. This one taken at the 7. A good return as he takes it across the 30. The home team's offense ready to take over possession of the football. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. A throw over the middle brought in by Hopkins. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. They put Kelsey in motion. Mahomes now to throw on 2nd down. He'll swing one out wide to Pacheco. And he's not going to be able to get away. Good defense on the perimeter. It'll be a loss of yardage.
I think this play is a direct result of his film study. He knew exactly where that ball was going before the play was snapped, and that play recognition, man, it separates a lot of guys in this league and results in a negative play.
3rd and short. Here's Patrick, and he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down.
When you decide to throw the ball on 3rd and 1, typically, Mike, what you're doing is you start from the top down. If you have the big shot downfield, take it. If not, the quarterback works through his progression, finds the medium target, picks up a first down.
On 1st down, it's Mahomes. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. They put Kelsey in motion. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
Seemed like the receiver, Mike, ran through like 5 different open zones, but once he found the one that he liked where the quarterback was expecting him, you see him do a nice job throttling down, secures the catch, and he's able to pick up a nice gain.
Here's Patrick. He'll throw it on 1st down. That's into the hands of Worthy once again. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
These are the kind of plays that when you draw them up on the chalkboard, Mike, they all look great. But if you can't protect long enough, you're never going to get the receiver. I mean, think, he started on the left side of the formation in the slot, and he has to run all the way across the field to the right third. I mean, that takes a lot of time. Let's give a lot of credit to the big guys up front.
Here's a toss to Pacheco. And this is going to be a big loss. He kept retreating, looking for an escape hatch, found nothing. And they get him down well behind the line. So we are through 3. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Out of the gun, here's Mahomes.
Well, that scramble is ultimately going to end up short of the 1st down, Mike, but it's going to help quite a bit. That's a great job by the quarterback, just taking what the defense gives you, get downfield, pick up good yardage.
Here's a 3rd down and 4. They put Kelsey in motion. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. And the Chiefs are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the 4th quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative, just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out.
The ball a little closer now. It is 2nd and goal. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. They'll try to run this one in. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Touchdown, KC. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the 4th quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the 4th quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
Here's Butker now for the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Chiefs will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Laube now to return it. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Raiders offense and their running back set to go once more. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the 4th quarter. They'll start on the ground, and here's Madison. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
We've seen this back have his way with this defense all game long, Mike. He's up over 100 yards for the game, but this time the defense said, we've had enough. They sold out to stop him. They hold him to no gain.
Minshew to the air on second down. That's to the right side and caught by Bowers. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a first down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
Here's a 2nd and 6. They'll run Abdullah. And he'll get back maybe to the line of scrimmage, but probably going to be a loss of a yard here.
Great job by the defense here, quickly realizing that this was going to be a draw. They're not caught off guard thinking that they're defending the pass. They're able to not only get in there for a stop, but they're able to take them down in the backfield for a loss.
To the air on 3rd down, it's Minshew. And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front because right now, their pass protection is breaking down and his quarterback's paying the price for it.
The Raiders have their punt team out there as he's on for the 5th time this afternoon. And he'll get a few yards on this return up past the 15-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read seemingly every time. And he's got this up close to the 35-yard line.
2-possession lead, 4th quarter. This is the time, Mike, when you really can rely heavily on your run game. Everybody in the stadium knows you're going to run it, including the defense. They just can't come up with an answer to stopping it.
From the 34 now, it's 1st and 10. Throwing is Mahomes. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
He's just unable to secure the catch through the contact, and really nice job timing that hit up by the defense. And at this point, all you can do is get up, get back in the huddle, and hope your quarterback gives you another shot.
Mahomes now on 2nd down. He connects with Gray on that one. And he'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Here's a 3rd down and 4. They put Kelsey in motion. On 3rd down, Mahomes. He's got his tight end. It's Kelsey. They get 12 yards on that pass, and the Chiefs have a 1st down.
That might end up being the backbreaker right now. This defense desperately needed to get off the field and give their offense a chance to cut into this 2-score lead. But instead, they now got to defend a fresh set of downs. And as you look up at this clock, they might be running out of time.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. They put Kelsey in motion. Right back to the air for Mahomes. Oh, he doesn't put it away, and the ball's out. One of the Raiders has got it.
Mike, we hear that term run after catch so often, and sometimes people miss that there's kind of a middle phase. There's the catch, but before it turns into a run, you have to secure the ball as a ball carrier, right? It needs to be put away, properly held, points of pressure, front tip up against your body. All of that is kind of taken for granted. Catching it is just step one. You've got to secure the ball before you become a runner.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. On the ground, Abdullah. And he will wiggle his way forward for a gain of a couple. Second down and 8. Working out of the gun, it's Minshew. Oh, a man wide open, it's Myers. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
In this coverage breakdown, Mike, it's just completely unacceptable. You come out in dime defense. What that means is you have 6 defensive backs and only 1 linebacker most often. So for the offense to find an open receiver with that much space to operate, you just have to imagine there was some sort of breakdown in communication and execution, because he had a lot of room to operate, and that defensive coordinator is not happy.
On the give, this is Madison. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a first down, a pickup of 9.
Really nice job by the interior of this offensive line. It typically just takes one guy to distort the defense to give the back enough room to operate, and that's exactly what they did here, and it led to a big gain.
Marshall is on the move. To throw, Minshew. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
Third and a yard. They'll run up the middle. It's Madison. And he's going to be taken down here. Looks like a pretty good spot, though. Yes, he's got it. That's a first down.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the first down.
Here's Madison. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming, and he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
2nd and 11. Here's Minshew. That is caught at the 3. And he will score. Game on. Brock Bowers. Touchdown, Las Vegas. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
Daniel Carlson on to attempt the extra point. He's got it. And the Raiders will cut the deficit to 7. So, things a little more interesting now. Back to a one-score game as they kick it away. Hardman now to return it. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And it's been a struggle all afternoon. The defense done a great job taking him away from his game, taking his weapons away, and he has yet to find anything to lean on in this one. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Man in motion is Brown. First down throw, Mahomes. Open man downfield, it's Rice. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
Everyone talks about all the physical qualities to play quarterback in the NFL, Mike, and of course that's a given, but it's really the cerebral approach to the game that separates the best from everybody else, and I think both of those things were on display there, as he did not only a great job of finding the vulnerabilities of the back end, but then once his guy was there, it was that arm talent that put the ball in the exact right spot to allow his guy to make the big play.
Got a man over the middle, it's Worthy.
These hitch routes, they're usually just designed to pick up a few safe yards. An easy completion, get some rhythm for your quarterback. However, this time, he's able to make a little magic happen after the catch and turn it into something much bigger than even they were probably anticipating.
On the carry is Piron, and he is planted in the backfield. Defenders crashing through, blow up that play behind the line.
You know, at this point, the defense has to sell out and stop the run. You know exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the question remains, are they willing to take some risk here and put the ball in the air on 3rd down, or do they play it safe and keep running the clock by keeping the ball on the ground?
A short one caught by Kelsey. And he's going to pick up the 1st down. He knew where that marker was and made sure he got beyond it.
At this point in the game, Mike, it really starts coming down to the number of possessions. So that's a huge 1st down conversion, fresh set of downs. Now, the balance is stay aggressive and maintain the ball, but also start working this clock.
On 1st and 10, it's Mahomes. There's that man again, another catch. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. Oh, in trouble. Down he goes.
If there's one positive remaining, it's the fact that they're still in scoring position. But with the way they've been able to move the ball down here in the red zone, they're thinking 6. But after that last sack, their chances of converting here for a touchdown have gotten a lot more difficult.
They're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. From the shotgun, it's Mahomes.
This is the point in the game, Mike, where on 3rd down, you have to get off the field, and they do a great job. They defend everything in the pass routes, nowhere for the quarterback to go with the ball, but they don't keep him in the pocket. They let him escape, picks up the 1st down with his legs. They're going to be able to run more time off the clock.
1st and 10 for Mahomes. That's caught right side. It's Hopkins. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. Hopkins sent in motion. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard. So 2 minutes left to play in the second half. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. They've converted twice on third down on this drive. Now facing 3rd and 3. They'll drop to throw. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And he's got the first down. A great job looking at engaging where the marker is and getting there to set up 1st and goal. Here's Pacheco. And he'll plunge forward to the 2, setting up 2nd and goal. From a little closer, here's 2nd and goal. One more time with Pacheco. Trying to push the pile forward. He didn't even get to the 1-yard line. They stop him short, no gain. Once more from the 2, 3rd and goal. Mahomes back. And he will fight his way to the end zone. Patrick Mahomes. Touchdown, Kansas City. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon.
And that's exactly how you stress all week, finishing a game. Get the ball and leave no doubt. But that late touchdown, Mike, that should all but just seal this victory away.
Butker now to add the PAT. The kick is good. And the Chiefs tack on one more to their lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Here comes Amir Abdullah on the return. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Raiders offense and Gardner Minshew going to take over once again. And he has been in control of this offense. Want to run you through some of the action from earlier on. You've got the 2 touchdown passes, over 200 passing yards. He has been excellent all game long. This is 1st and 10. Minshew out of the pistol here. To the right side, hauled in by Myers. 12 yards on the gain. That's good for a quick 1st down.
Anytime you're facing a zone defense, you're working from your first progression all the way through. But when guys are open in this level, Mike, they don't stay open very long. So what they taught us as receivers, if you're open, stay open. And if you're not open, you better get open quick because that ball is coming out.
He's got it downfield. Myers the connection. How about this 1-2 to start the drive? Mark him off with a gain of 24 and another 1st down.
It's been tough sledding for this offense all day today, Mike, but especially here in the second half. So they are just in desperate need of a spark, just something to get their offense into a little bit of a rhythm if they want to have any chance to find themselves back into this game here late.
And they're going to take this into the red zone to the 15-yard line.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They clearly have a mismatch in their favor, and every time they've looked his way, he's continued to make big plays. If I'm this coordinator, I think I'm giving him one more shot and see if he can push this thing over the goal line and come away with 6.
And this throw out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete.
A great pass rush is like a closer in baseball. When you bring them into the game, it's all but over. And that's exactly the case here. It doesn't result necessarily in a sack, but it was the hit that altered the throw just enough to end that play before it started.
Throwing again is Minshew. Crushed, it's incomplete. He did get the pass off, but he got drilled before he let it go.
This has really been the story of this entire game, Mike. I mean, this pass rush has had the advantage over the offense pretty much from the jump, and they've already recorded a couple of sacks, a handful of close calls, and it's the pressure in the backfield is why this team finds themselves with the lead here late in this ballgame.
To the end zone, it's intercepted. Picked off by Chamari Connor. And this turns out to be a nice return as he is out of bounds at the 30-yard line.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's positioning, being able to get himself to a spot to get his hands on the ball and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown, and instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
The Chiefs offense and the veteran DeAndre Hopkins ready to take over once more. The lead is a couple of touchdowns as this drive kicks off 1st and 10. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So this one in the win column for the Chiefs. They take care of business here at home. It's a game they were expected to win. They had no problems in the end as they cruise to victory. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Chiefs victorious as we say so long from Arrowhead.